Top fans.
Mama is here. Mama M.
Hi, Colleen. How are you today? So you want to start the slideshow?
Yeah.
Let's get these pictures going. That's a video, huh?
Yep.
That was a walk around or something.
Oh, sorry. I can hear thunder.
Yeah, there's a storm outside. There's a storm brewing. The wind is blowing pretty hard right now.
Jay is here.
Hey, Jay. Thanks for coming. And Gray. Hello, Gray.
Jesus.
Lester. What'd you do?
Nothing. I clicked out. Anyway, it's fine. I'm fine right here. Hey,
Hello.
Gray.
Hey, Lester. What we're watching is a video of a car that I still own. This was the first car that I sold. It's a black AMC Spirit, and the guy paid me for it. And when so much stuff happened, he never arranged delivery, and I've had the car for 2.5 years now. So, oh,
It's starting to rain.
it's raining. If we disappear, it's because our internet went out.
Mike N is here.
Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining us. So I still have this black car. It's sitting in front of the house right now. And I'm thinking what I should do with it. It's leaking water outside the left side of the head right now. So I have to have the mechanic look at it. But it is a very nice car. It's not a real AMX, though. Those stickers were put on here. It's a US car. But it drove really nice on the way here on 15-year-old tires. Now they're 17.5-year-old tires.
And no seatbelt.
No seatbelt for you. There was a seatbelt. You could have tied it somewhere.
Uh-huh.
There was no seatbelt receiver. But as you can see, somebody put LED headlights in the front of that thing. I don't know why the video is like that, but somebody put LED headlights in the front of that thing and melted the sockets. So I have to rewire the whole front lighting system. It's another thing that needs to be done.
Mike is asking, he paid for the car and never picked it up?
It's a whole story, Mike. It's a whole story.
But basically,
I've never had to deal with so much mental problems before from this guy. And then he got his friends involved and, accused me of a lot of things. But it was very clear when the money hit my account. I asked him, what do you want me to do? He says, go get my Spirit. So I did. Then after I buy it and we're sitting at the hotel, he says, I want my money back. Well, it doesn't work like that. No, I've got the car sitting here. You have to make arrangements for the transport. No, he never did. And I haven't heard from him in 2.5 years. I've kept it in the backyard covered for 2.5 years. And, at this point, it's my car. There's nothing I can do about it. He's not anywhere around, so I might as well fix it and fix the air conditioning and drive it around a little bit so it doesn't deteriorate.
He stopped communicating with us, and we have no way of contacting him to say hey, here's your car. What do you want to do? He just stopped replying.
He just disappeared. He did have stage 4 cancer. He found out because he lived in a town in New Jersey that, I don't know, had some kind of plant that was causing cancer in the whole area, and he was going to sue them and this and that, and he told me all kinds of stories. And I don't know, I haven't heard from him in such a long time, so it wasn't really much we could do.
Mike says, oh, so it got messy. That sucks.
Oh, worse than messy. All the threats started, and they're going to come here and they're going to do things to me, and because I'm a thief and all that. I have it all documented. everything that happened, every word. So I'm not worried about that.
Lester says, I know how much you love LEDs. Not.
Nope, not at all. I took the headlights out. I have regular headlights to put in there, but the sockets are melted.
You just turn off the light. It's reflecting us on the video. Yeah.
So the sockets are melted. So I need to. Here's a driving video of the black car. The guy didn't tell me that it had 15-year-old tires on it, and they're a very weird size, so they're very, very expensive. They're like 3,500 pesos each. So we just drove it back here on those tires, and it was the Wednesday before the Easter holiday, and Thursday starts the Easter holiday here. So we were driving. There was nothing we could do. There was no tire shops open. We couldn't even get the oil changed. Everybody was closed. So just checked the oil and drove it. Interesting thing is the steering wheel on this car that you're seeing is a wood steering wheel from a 1984 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, the one with the 4-speed and the Pontiac dash. It's a very, very valuable steering wheel, and it's staying right where it is, right there. But no, it was an enjoyable drive back on the highway. Very interesting car to drive. It gets a lot of attention.
Jay says, every Mexican Spec delivery comes with new LED lights upgraded. Just kidding.
You mean degraded, Gray?
No, it was Jay.
Oh, Jay, sorry. Yeah, take them all out, and I'll order regular headlights if I have to. Can you lighten up your screen?
Ah, yeah, sure. Fine. It's automatic right now.
Yeah.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
Jay says, they made an 80s Monte Carlo SS with a stick there. With a stick there?
Yes. You'll see the pictures. They're in rotation here. It's a really, really nice car. The guy contacted me. He doesn't really have it for sale, but he contacted me and said, "Can you find a buyer for it?" He says he was offered, I don't know how much, but he wants more than that. And it's in the same town that the Ram factory is in, Saltillo, Coahuila. It's not a really good area, but if somebody wants to buy the car, then I'll go get it and drive it back. Very few of them were made from the factory, though. Some dark blue, some white. This 62 that just was on the screen, or is on the screen now, that car I think was recently painted like a red, like a brick red, like a primer, so to protect the metal. But that's a two-door post that could be turned into a NASCAR tribute. So it's a decent car, and they actually found a windshield for it.
One Eye Cat is here, and this 62 Savoy. Now we're talking.
Yeah, it's still available. How you doing, Don?
Gray said, I grew up in a town in New Jersey that had radium contamination. Later, some of it was in an EPA cleanup site, including a park we played in as kids.
It might have been in that same area, Lester. It might have been, because the guy told me all kinds of stories about his family suing the government, and they won, and he's going to do it again, and his cat had cancer, and then he found out he had cancer, and I don't know, but he refused to give me his real name, his address. I need all that information for the customs documents. He refused to give me anything. So I'm left with the car. It's paid for. It's not my car. So that's why it's been sitting in the backyard for 2.5 years, taking up space. But at this point, what else can I do?
Mama says, Mexican Spec, please keep your eyes out for a set of 71 RT Charger taillight lenses. I have the buckets and bezels. Classic Industries think they are made out of gold.
Well, I'm not sure we would get a cheaper price here, but the problem I can see is shipping them to you. Actually, I can't ship them to you right now because the post office stopped all shipments to the United States for a while because all the tariffs. And I just made a big sale to a customer in Florida and got another sale on Valiant reverse lenses that my supplier has, and they can't ship them out. So I'm in contact with my contact at the post office to find out what's going on. I don't know what they're doing, but of course it happens when I get a sale.
Larissa's here. I'm not sure if it's Larissa or Gustavo. I'm assuming it's Gustavo. Hello.
It's probably Gustavo. Why aren't you on your account, Gustavo? Hey, Lester. This Larissa is actually Gustavo. He's the one that did all the work on your car, all the tires and everything else. He owns the tire shop. So.
Driveway of Misfits is here.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for coming. So if you have any complaints, it's his fault.
Lester says New York and New Jersey. Fun.
Yeah.
One cat says had to check the radar. This storm rolling just north of us.
Well, one just hit us right now. It's pouring rain outside our window.
Yeah.
The lightning and thunder and the wind.
Mama says no rush. How about the taillights?
Yeah. They sold the Chargers here, but I don't think anybody would part out a Charger here. If it's got one body panel on it, they're going to rebuild it.
Larissa says that's true, not true. I'm confused.
That he was at fault?
Oh.
Or that he's Gustavo?
Jay says Mex may melt from the rain.
I'm inside, so I'm not going to melt. No melting here.
Mike says, gotta love hurricane season. It's been pretty quiet so far.
I don't know if we have a hurricane season, but
we do.
We have all we had is rain. We've had
hurricanes. Not here.
No.
Yes. You're crazy. You just don't keep up with the news.
That's a 6-cylinder. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was a 6-cylinder video he sent me on a 6-cylinder Fairmont wagon, 1983. This has got to be a Ford station wagon, but I don't remember a red one.
Oh, Larissa says it is Gustavo. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll answer Gustavo. Okay. Mike says yes, we have. Yes, we have had hurricanes. You just don't keep up with the news, but yeah, we have had hurricanes.
Hurricanes are usually in the Atlantic Ocean. We don't get many on this side.
We just had one. Why do you think we're having so much rain?
Was I here?
You were gone actually.
Well, then I don't know about it.
Hurricane Erin just flew past Bermuda.
Yeah, but that's near in the Caribbean and the Gulf Coast. We're not near there. We're on the other side of the country. We were at Mrs. Spec and I were in Guadalajara buying a Volkswagen Beetle when there was a really bad storm here, and Gustavo there was taking care of our animals. So we stayed an extra couple of days for it to pass by because there was no way to get here on buses or anything. So we stayed over there and missed the whole thing.
Lester says, I think the shipping problem has to do with the U.S. dropping the low value exempt tariff on any value above 0 now. Lots of post office not shipping to U.S.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. That's what he told me. It's for the tariffs. But we're going to wait. He said we'll know something in 15 days, or they'll start shipping again in 15 days or something. So I have to talk to my customers.
And Driveway says it was called the minimis exemption.
Yeah.
The minimis? De minimis? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
And Mike says, good, keep them out of the Gulf and away from our home, the hurricane.
Mm-hmm. We're on do you know what the strait is called between Baja California and here? The strait, the water.
It's no sé.
I don't remember what it's called either. But we don't get a lot here because We're not actually on the ocean. We're between Baja California Sur, and our mainland. So it doesn't really come here.
Grace says, I have no complaints on the tires. They're still holding air.
That's good. Very good. I'm going to put a set of new tires on my Durango so I can tow the Omega that I bought up to the border. But man, Lester, like I was telling Buff and Kim last night, just as the mechanic finished putting the window regulator in the left front door, of course, I tried the rest of them, see if they go up and down. As soon as I touch the switch for the left rear, boom, it breaks. Right there. Within 60 seconds of fixing the front, the rear breaks. So all I did was put a piece of cardboard in the window so it doesn't go up and down, and that's it. I'm done for right now.
Drive Omega, you coward.
I did drive it, Chris. I drove it from the transport. I got past Gustavo's shop. It stalled on me, and I had to push it out of the way. I was lucky that two guys got out of their cars that were behind me and helped me push it around the corner. And I was waiting for Gustavo to come down the street because he was at lunch at his house, but he never did. He would have saw me standing there with the Omega. So I was out there for about an hour in the sun. The mechanic had to come back. The other mechanic had to come back. We tried jump starting it. That didn't work. We can't push it from the back. So he took off again to get a pull strap to pull it to get it started, because we got it to the mechanic's house. The engine is out of it right now, and he took the starter apart, and the brushes were burned, and it smelled burned. So he's fixed that. He has to fix an oil leak. He's testing the alternator. He's making sure it's in the best condition it can be. Got to rebuild the carburetor too, because the carburetor is what stalled it. Got a hesitation in it. So yeah, not rebuilt, not restored. The guy didn't do really anything with the engine, but he did nice woodwork on it. I can say that.
Jay says, hey, Mix, Rusted Rides is a YouTube channel, and they are from Toronto. Could be the Canadian part of a three-way live stream. They are also rebuilding a charger that was used and damaged in a movie.
There's your car, Lester. Right there. This is the car that Lester got from me and was delivered to him. A video. Just after we washed it and waxed it, I took a video of it. You helped me wax it.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Very nice riding car. Very nice.
What is it called? White Fox?
Arctic Fox.
Arctic Fox.
I haven't seen another one this nice yet since then.
We never did saw the white one, and yeah. So.
No. Or the light blue one. We didn't see any of the good ones. We saw all the bad ones. Spent all that money to drive out to the bad ones.
Yeah.
But we never saw the good ones. I cleaned the bumpers. We waxed the paint. Did all that. That's a different truck.
Sorry,
that's a Ram Charger. That's another one I sold to a guy in Texas. Beautiful driving truck. At least Mrs. Spec thought so.
Jay says, to Lester, you should send Meg some videos of you driving it and taking it on a cruise night from Mexican Spec to post on his channel.
Wait for Lester to answer. I've told him the same things. Same thing.
That's a tiny picture.
Yeah, some people send it like from their phone and I have to cut it down. Well, no,
Mm.
I didn't even cut it down.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I miss you.
This Ram Charger here is getting a Hemi engine now. If he can finish his other ones.
Grace says you did a good job waxing it. Thanks.
Jay, he hasn't driven the car yet. It's still in his garage. I need a picture of him with the car, but he's still working on that.
That was a beautiful truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful truck.
I like the green.
Yeah.
The buyer didn't.
No?
It wasn't his favorite color, no.
Uh,
I think it looks great in green. What's the... Oh.
I still had a little...
Is it that far behind?
No, it's just mine.
Oh.
That's why I was...
Well, you can't stop it.
I didn't stop it.
Okay.
Jay says... Griot's ceramic coat is my new favorite wax.
Oh, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on a...
What? They're mixed.
Oh, that has to be a Dodge Carry-All. All the pictures are mixed.
Gustavo says we fixed that one too.
What?
That one. The
green one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're my go-to for tires and brakes and all that.
Grace says, don't shoot me, but I'm having fun going through everything on the car. Someday. He's just enjoying it.
Yeah, and he's going to enjoy it even more when he drives it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful driving car. Handles everything, does everything you want it to do. That's an interesting Dodge Carry-All. A lot of potential.
Jay says it's $22 spray wax, cheap wax mix.
$22 doesn't sound cheap to me. Not at all. So a lot of these Mexican vehicles, they're not restored because people don't really do that here. They're drivers, and every one of them needs something. So that's why when I have it, I have it delivered here, and we do whatever we need to do here, which is tires or brakes or front suspension work, any of that. Like with this Dodge Carry-All, we could do the interior, we could do paint, we could make it really nice, we could build out the interior. You know, it's a tin grill Carry-All. So a lot of potential. It does have the grill. They do have the grill for it. Don't know what condition, but it's there. Really hard to find a Dodge Carry-All. And of course it has the 6-cylinder, not a V8.
They're talking with themselves. They're talking to themselves about wax. Yeah, they're talking about wax.
I didn't get an answer from Junior Spec, so I don't know if he's going to be in here. Even though he calls himself Dr. Spec.
Grace says you did a good job fixing everything on my car.
And I delivered it with a new alternator in the trunk. Even though it didn't really need it. It's an extra. Just in case.
For your trip north? Jay says, trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah. For me, trust and doctor don't go together. Whatever they tell you, you have to check and double check and triple check it. I'm really worried about my son this year because they said they're going to put him, he said part of the third year curriculum is putting him with patients. And I'm not sure that's a good idea. He's not what you would call a people person. No. He likes books more than he does people. Yeah, you got to keep clicking that live button to keep it current.
Jeez, Grace says, "Trust me, I stayed at a Holiday Inn once." And Jay says, "I'm picturing Spies Like Us right now, Max." I don't think I've seen that movie.
Spies Like Us. Was that what with the Pinto that blew up with Brandon Fraser? Brandon Fraser.
I don't know.
Or was that the Chevy Chase movie with Dan Aykroyd in the snow and Donna Dixon, which is Dan Aykroyd's wife? Has a third seat. Look at that. 3 rows and a Dodge Carryall.
Chevy Chase in the Desert.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and Donna Dixon.
Pretending to be doctors.
Yeah, I remember that one. Oh, little rabbits, little caribes. So what's going on with all you guys? No new projects you're working on?
We need to change the fire retardant thingy on the Durango.
What fire retardant thingy?
The thingy, the spray.
Under the hood?
The spray.
Spray.
Is it spray? In the back with the tools.
Fire extinguisher?
Yes. I forgot the name. What do you want from me?
You're trying to confuse me. Why do we have to change it?
Because we never used it. We have to replace it.
If it's still in the green, it's still good.
You had to.
It's only 26 years old. How bad could it be?
Bueno.
I think maybe I should just get fire insurance on it. No, that won't work for me.
No.
That will not work for me.
No, just you can go to refill it. There's place to refill it. Jay says, becoming a Toyota 3.3 expert right now on my new Solara.
Does it need a lot of work, Jay? Why don't you just leave the hood down and just drive it? It's a Toyota. It'll go forever until it doesn't. Somebody did a good job turning this Caribe into a GT. Timing belt broke. Not an interference engine, is it?
Mama says we're working on half pint right now. You got you up on the big screen in the carport.
This video you're watching right now, this is the Monte Carlo SS interior and exterior. Notice the Pontiac Grand Prix dashboard, the stick shift, the blue tufted interior.
Grace says, could they have put larger diameter tires on the Rabbit?
Probably.
That's a question for Gustavo.
Yeah, true. There's room there.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So the picture should be coming up soon for the Monte Carlo SS. I have a client that wants a red Caribe GT, but it has to be a real one because his father had one in Mexico when he was young, and he wants another one just like the one his father had. But of course, I can only find other colors right now, white and blue, and ones that were not born GTs that were made into it, which means it has all of the stuff on it, just doesn't have the right engine under the hood, which is the bigger engine. But the reason this is called a Caribe GT in Mexico and it's missing the I is because it doesn't have fuel injection as a carburetor. So there's no I in the car. And I'm surprised people aren't contacting me more on these Caribes, considering the prices of the 84 GT over there. This is a much more fun car to drive and a much lower price that you can get them at.
Oh, Grace says, I meant that sarcastically. The tires look big to me.
Well, you can see on this one here, these are bigger tires than the original wheels that were on the other one. So yeah, they fit. Here's the Monte Carlo SS. Dark blue, blue interior, checkerboard wheels, 4-speed transmission.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't put the pictures in order. I'm not sure why. When I put them on the thing here on the app, on the program, they just changed it. So
Dashboard is Pontiac
they're
Grand
not in
Prix.
order.
Wood steering wheel, all factory. Somebody removed the heater box for some reason. So I don't know if they were racing the car before or whatever, but that needs to be replaced.
That's a nice color.
It is. And somebody added the rear fin, the rear spoiler, because this car from the factory did not come with a rear spoiler. It's an SS that did not come with the rear spoiler. But somebody put it on and they put it on wrong because there's like an inch of space between the quarter panel and the spoiler, and it should be all the way down. That's not right. But there's always little things to do on these cars, and when you find one that's for sale, you have to grab them. And the most miracle thing on this is that all four wheels have their stock center caps on them. All four center caps are there, which is a minor miracle on these cars.
Jay says the SS has to have a rear spoiler.
It did not from the factory in Mexico though, so it should not have it. They probably drilled holes in the trunk to put it on, so it has to stay. But they put it on wrong, and the guy's like, "Oh, you can adjust it." I don't see any way to adjust it. It's bolted to the trunk, and it's just there. It's just bolted to the trunk. So
Grace says a friend had a rabbit years ago. I spent a lot of time fixing it for him. No Volkswagens for me, thank you.
well, these are no smog engines, so all you got is an engine. You have the carburetor, which means none of that Bosch fuel injection. So very easy engine to work on in the Mexico car. Another Caribe GT, and the Caribe GT from the factory came with Recaro bucket seats, which the U.S. car did not. So that's another thing that the Mexican car has over the U.S. car.
Jay says about the SS. He says, I heard you say that, but it has to have it to look right to me.
Right, but they didn't do it in Mexico, so I would rather have it completely stock the way it came out of the factory in Mexico. It does look naked without it. I agree.
Did the Monte Carlo SS have a 305 or a 350?
Only 350s were used in Mexico. There were no 305s anywhere in Mexico. So yeah, it's 350, 4-speed, no smog on the engine. You got pure engine, pure power, and obviously the U.S. would never make that car because it was faster than the Corvette that year. Here's the interior of the black car that I have.
With the wooden steering wheel.
Things are jumping around all over the place. Can't keep track.
Yeah.
Lots of Volkswagens though. I didn't know.
Jay says the files are probably numbered, and that's why they switched when I put them in
I
the
don't know.
program.
I when I loaded them into into the folder, they were all in order, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then I loaded them onto the drive for her to download them for the drive, and somewhere they got messed up. I don't know. I don't know, but the interior is really nice on this car. And see that the passenger seat is in place when it was there in Guadalajara. I
Mm.
don't know why it doesn't stay there now. It is an automatic though, which was fine. It drove fine, and it has factory air conditioning, but it's going to cost me 3,500 pesos to get the air conditioning charged and a few things fixed, and the fan to be connected back to the switch. He said you can do that. Tires looked a lot better there
Yeah.
than they do now.
Jay says we had to talk about getting one of those Monte Carlos.
You got to save lots of pennies because they're not cheap.
Uh, Grace says I have to admit that Volkswagen is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay says 350 with manual transmission, way awesome.
Yeah, people build them over there in the U.S., but they're not from the factory. They're not stock.
Mm-hmm.
So they may have their Monte Carlo with the stick shift, but where did they get the parts? Where did they get the pedal setup and everything? Because very few G bodies came with a stick shift. I mean, you could find a 6-cylinder Malibu or something. So yeah, Jay, we can talk about it on email how much one of those Monte Carlos is.
That's a good looking car.
It looked really good there. Every time I wash it, I am impressed with how it looks. And to top it all off, they it's a U.S. car that came with a 4.2 liter engine, but when it came here, they put a 4.6 in it, so it has the bigger Mexican engine in it, and it drives pretty well on the highway. If we could get a new set of tires for it, fix the headlights, the air conditioning, get it to stop leaking water out of the side of the engine, it would be a good driving car. Those tires are expensive, right, Gustavo?
Jay says Malibu AMC.
We fixed the front spoiler before we left.
Hmm.
Why is there so many Volkswagens in here?
You will tell me.
I don't know. Oh, I know why. I took the since I deleted the pictures from the folder that I had been saving for a long time, which was I don't know 4,000 pictures or something. I took the pictures. I went into people that were asking me for like potential clients, and like this Volkswagen Caddy pickup truck here. Um, I took all of
Hmm.
the Caribes that I was showing him, and I put that in because I didn't have a whole lot of pictures anymore.
Chris says Max loaded up with Volkswagens to try and get me to buy something.
It was not intentional, Chris, but if it works, we'll go with it. I've got a client on this, but I'm afraid to tell him how much it is and how much it's going to be to get it to the border. It is a nice truck. It still needs a few things. I don't see a door handle on it though, so I'm wondering how you get in it.
Button?
No, it's the door handle is just missing. It's not like they removed it. I mean, not like they
Hmm.
deleted it. It's just missing off the side of the truck.
Don't know.
Yeah, I've answered all the questions, and now I just have to give them the price.
Jay says buy some Volkswagens, Chris Rock. And Chris says I already have a Volkswagen. You can always have two.
Hey, Chris, was that video that you shot of the LeBaron being with under the cover? Was that your house?
Grace says, do you know even if different AC charge connections are used in Mexico from what it is used in the US? The pheromones are different from what I am used to. No problem, just curious.
I don't think so. Why would they be different? It's just a Schrader valve,
No,
right?
no, look at me.
I'm
Chris
talking to
says,
him.
Chris says,
You're just a conduit.
what you saw was my garage.
Okay, so you told me you didn't have any room for any more cars, and right next to your LeBaron, you have room for 2 or 3 Mexican Volkswagens on that grass. You have lots of room there. Volkswagens are small. They'll fit 2 or 3 right in that little area. Easily.
Chris answers, R12 charging ports are different than R134. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's the older stuff. So I'm sure the air conditioning still works in your car, Lester. It hasn't been that long. We spent a lot of money getting it to work. So it better still work.
Chris says, your salesmanship needs some work. You're not convinced me yet, Max.
What more is there to say? You have room. There's no other reason not to buy Volkswagens. Room is the only reason people use, well, I don't have any more room, so I can't buy another car. You have room. You have what everybody else wants. No reason not to buy them. There's a really neat 64 Beetle with air suspension, aqua colored paint, nice interior. I have all the numbers on it.
Aqua color like dark?
No, it's light, a light aqua.
Mm.
This is an interesting Jeep. I've had 2 customers on it, but it's in Colima, which is a very small state. It has a Ford 302 under the hood with a stick shift. So it would be a really nice driving truck. Back to the Volkswagen. Yeah, I've had two clients on that baby blue Wagoneer, so should be going to one of them. One guy just disappeared. He doesn't answer the messages, and the other guy I have to go back and find his email.
Grace says, they're very small caps, not like R12 I am used to. No problem, just curious. I will send Max a photo.
Yeah, I'll look at it, Lester, and see what it is. I don't think the air shop had an issue charging the system or anything, and they have the regular R12. Of course, it may be R134 they put in there since they had to redo the whole system. They may have just upgraded it and included that. I'm not even sure.
Jay says, can you still buy R12 in Mexico?
Yeah, but the shop here has it. He's charged a lot of my old cars, and I'm sure he didn't convert it or anything. He just put the R12 in it. I don't know if he has any left. Or if you can buy it. I'm not sure what the situation is here. I seriously doubt it's being regulated like it is in the U.S. or Canada. There's that baby blue again. All of the Wagoneers I see have that extra lift for the legs, front and back, and third seat. I didn't even know that was a thing, but they all seem to have it. I don't know if that's more comfortable or not. When you're driving it around, your legs are kind of up like that. But a Ford 302 with a stick shift and 4-wheel drive, that'd be a really nice truck to drive. What?
Nothing.
Somebody say something?
I'm enjoying your knowledge.
I just saw a message pop up here.
They're talking.
Well, read them. I want to hear it too.
They're talking with each other. I don't want to be nosy.
So what? It's my live. I get to read every message.
Jay said to Chris, the Volvo PB544, I say this somewhere in your area. And then Chris said, I saw one not too long ago. It was a white It was white and driven by a musician.
Well, they're talking about Swedish cars. They can talk between themselves.
Well, now you tell me.
That's a nice looking truck. Jeep Wagoneer. But it's in Colima.
Mm.
It's about 13 kilometers outside of the city of Colima. And it's not the safest area in the world. I looked it up, and we'd have to get in there and get out quickly.
Immediately.
Yeah, no sticking around there.
So you don't want to go buy tires as well?
So it doesn't need any tires. It's got big tires on
That's
it.
not what I meant.
That is an interesting picture. Look at the way the numbers are reflecting on the plastic.
Yeah.
That's Gray's car. That's Lester's car. Such a nice car. I have published a lot of Fairmont since then, but none of them like his.
Jay says mine was blue, but they could have been painted, Max. They are Swedish luxury cars.
Mm. I never thought of Volvo as a luxury car.
Mark
It was a safety
Sobe
car.
is here.
Hey, Mark. Glad you could join us. How are you doing today?
Thank you for putting the pronunciation of your last name.
Yeah, that was my suggestion to him.
I was gonna say suave for a second.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everybody says.
No, but I was like, wait, what does it say? It does obviously doesn't say suave.
That was my suggestion to him because everybody was.
Pronouncing his
Yeah.
last name.
Uh-huh.
Mm. He says he's doing well.
We're doing well here. The rain just stopped. The storm just hit us as soon as we started the live, and I don't see the trees moving, so the wind stopped. The rain stopped. So it just got everything wet. I have clean cars though now, so that's good.
Thank you for bringing the clothes in.
Yeah, that was just in time too.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time. Look, that's in Durango. That picture's in Durango.
Jay says Bob Sabe was a Buffalo Sabres hockey player.
This car has new interior. It's got a slant six under the hood. Two-door, basically Dodge Diplomat, but it's a Dodge Dart here. They put in newer bucket seats that are power operated.
I like it.
And it's cheap. The car's fairly inexpensive. Blue carpet, blue and white seats in a champagne colored car.
Is it white?
That is Mexican color combinations.
I like it. I thought
it's the same interior, thing. It's the same thing that we bought.
I thought the interior was like more like bone or ivory or.
Well, we'll call it white.
Not white.
This is the same car that we drove back, with a different front end, but same car. I would drive that anywhere. I was impressed with the slant six on the highway.
Chris wants to say what is cheap to you, Max.
Well, the car itself is like $3,500, but that's not the ending price because there's transportation and travel and all of that.
Tires just in case and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then I have to make something on it. In case you're wondering, on this orange car, it says Chevelle at the back. It is a Chevelle. It's a 1980 Chevrolet Chevelle. The Chevelle was the bottom of the line car in the line for that year. Then came the Malibu, and then came the Malibu Landau, which had a V8 in it. This has a 292 inline six.
Where are those light markers?
And a stick shift. Yeah, we don't have them anymore. Oh, it is a 3 on the tree car. I see the shift lever on the steering wheel. I don't have a picture of the interior.
No.
I asked him and he didn't send it. I see the gear shift lever right there up at the top. That would be another interesting car to drive. Take it to a car show in the U.S. and say, hey, why does it say Chevelle on your Malibu? No, it is a Chevelle, and those are the wheel covers that came on it, even though they're from like 1970 in the U.S.
Is that one with a straight six?
Yep, 292 inline six.
Grace's bright color combination seems popular in Mexico.
Hmm. So I posted this on a Facebook group. Somebody came in and says, "That car looks boring." I said, "An orange car looks boring." That's crazy. Nope, this is something else. This looks like a Ford. Door panel looks like a Ford. Back to the Chevrolet. Chevelle. I'd love to go get one of these and drive it back. See how
Dogfish
it drives.
hubcaps.
Yep.
Mark says, I wouldn't change a thing on that Chevelle.
Here is a. It's a Rambler Classic AMX. It was called the Matador in the U.S., but it is a real AMX in Mexico. Very interesting car, and Buff loves these. He loves these cars. He bought one new with a 6-cylinder, so that it would be like coming home to him to have one of these.
Jay says, the Chevy line inline six, one of the most legendary ever. And Chris says, if you send me a Mexican car for free, I'll take it to some car shows to generate some sales. Gotta prime the pump and all that.
You're so funny, Chris. You make me laugh. I've had so many people say they never made an AMX Matador. Just wait, just wait. Hopefully, in line with these are the original advertisements for the AMX. It's called a classic. This is called classic in Mexico. A classic AMX.
Should have made me a coffee.
You should have. 6-cylinder with an automatic on the floor, which is the AMX gave you the bucket seats, the automatic, a few more sport options.
Mark says, is there any truth to what I heard? I had heard that the Chevy Nova didn't sell well in Mexico because of what the name means.
No, that's not true. That's what people say in the US, but it's not a thing here.
Chevy
Nova
Nova?
is a word. Nova means don't go.
Uh,
No, that's not a thing here. No, Jay, there's no Russian cars here. We're not Cuba. Everything in Mexico during these years that I represent, the country was closed. Everything was made in country, parts in country. There was no outside influence as far as Russia goes here. There was no need for it.
Grace says, both will love that AMX Matador here.
Oh yeah, I've shown it to him. That one, and there's a blue one that has different stripes that say AMX and everything. So yeah, he would love it. And it's got the 4.6 in it too. The big engine. Oh, here's the Bronco. 78 Bronco. This isn't too far from me, but I'm not sure how I would deliver it. Oh, that's what it was. It was the Bronco, yeah. Those
Jay
seats.
says, ever see Death Proof? Is that like a movie or something?
Doesn't
Death,
sound familiar to me.
Death Proof.
This is a very large raised Bronco, but I'm not sure how I would deliver it to the client at the border because I would not want to drive it on those wheels and being that it's so tall. And I don't know how it would get on a transport company. Can't transport company's truck.
Mark says, was or is there a cubic inch displacement limit in Mexico?
No, but there were no big blocks here made. Chevrolet had the 350 V8, Ford had the 302. Then in the 70s, they used a 351 Windsor in the big cars. Um, and Chrysler went from the 318 to the 360 in 1975. And then after that, they used that until 1982. Of course, when out, then it was all 4 cylinders and 4-cylinder turbos.
We saw that on the last stream. That video. Jay says, look at that stick shift. Do you like stick shifts?
That is a loaded question.
Mark says, okay, thanks.
The Matador was a very interesting looking vehicle. Hey, there's a car right behind you. Wait, back to the Bronco. Yeah, this thing has been for sale for a couple of years. The tires look good, but I would not want to drive all the way up to the border with those tires.
Jay says, Death Proof is not a well-known Quentin Tarantino movie with Kurt Russell and a 71 Nova.
Never heard of it.
Mark has seen it.
Matter of fact, I think this car, the whole what hit me really bad on this thing was the car belonged to a doctor in, I think, Jalisco, and then this guy got it, and those plates really don't belong on the car because they're from Mexico City, and he never put the car in his name, so it's been years since the car has not been registered, and that could be a huge problem. And of course, he's going to try to make it the next person's problem. Going to have to pay all those back fees and everything. So something just rubbed me the wrong way on this car. But I kept the video and the pictures because it's a very special car. Oh,
Grace says, that's a battering ram bumper.
yeah, those are the best kind.
You
You get these little cars, will try to run you off the road, and you just push them out of the way. That's what's necessary.
Jay says, that's a good movie for a Mrs. Spec date night. I don't know, what kind of movie is it?
It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, which means there's going to be a lot of feet in it.
I thought you were going to say a lot of blood or something.
Well, he does that too, but he likes feet.
Okay.
Beep beep. Yeah, there's a lot of very interesting cars here that nobody knows anything about. But luxury was not a thing here. You know, extras was not a thing here. People just bought a car to get to work or get to wherever. And a car was a luxury, especially in the 70s and the 80s. So you didn't have, top of the line luxury cars sitting on a car lot or anything. Wasn't really until the early 2000s that Cadillac became a thing. Toyota started selling cars here in 2001. Same with Honda. So they started bringing in a lot more vehicles in the very early 2000s, or makes in the
You
early
want to switch
2000s.
places?
Why?
You're
No,
uncomfortable? Are you sure?
it's just me.
Okay.
Big old Bronco.
That is a big old Bronco.
Yep.
Look at that bumper. What the
Yeah.
hell?
And in the U.S., this thing would probably be worth twice what it is here. The price is really reasonable on this. But again, how would I deliver it to the border? It won't fit on a trailer. It won't go up on a transport because the wheels are really wide. I mean, I could put tiny little rollers on it, but that would be difficult.
Jay says that too. Blood. I worked with a guy who was into girls' feet. I printed out pictures of women's feet with 80s style black blocked out toes and posted it in his bulletin board.
Is this the same video we just saw?
I don't know.
Hey, the car has reverse. Look at that. It's worth the money. It has reverse. I don't know why that video's in there twice.
Mm.
There's 10 people here and 11 thumbs up. Wow, that's weird. Some ghost.
No, I think Larissa left.
Gustavo left.
And yeah, Grace says better than guys' feet.
But how do you know who the feet belong to, Lester? Until you scroll up.
Well, sometimes you can tell.
Jay, I think we should say somebody was here and left.
Um, I'm not cleaning that up. Mark says that's what a friend of mine did. Tiny rollers. That was in the late 70s Dutch band.
Hmm. Usually they do that and fall asleep, Jay. Yeah, this Bronco is in really nice condition. It would probably be worth, I don't know, 35, $40,000 over there in the US in the condition it's in, being a 78, 79, I think, 78. It's got air conditioning. It's a stick shift. A really nice truck. But it would scare the heck out of me to drive that on the roads up north, especially going through the desert in the middle of the summer. I wa-
Four by
I
four.
pay attention to the prices on bring a trailer of these 78, 79 Broncos, and they bring so much money. I mean, look at the suspension that's on this. A lot of money was put into this truck. A lot of money. A lot. But
I like it.
it's a very good price for what it is.
Can I have
No.
it? I don't know where to park it.
This would call all the attention in the world from the wrong
Yeah.
people here. Here's the advertisement for the factory advertisement for the Matador AMX. Just so you know that I'm not spinning a tale. They do exist. They came from the factory like that. The classic AMX 75. They called it a classic here. There were no Matadors here.
Mark says, be right back. Have to deal with dogs.
Always with dogs.
Yep.
I just gave one of my dogs a bath, cut most of his hair off. So there's only half a dog now. The rest of it's in a bag.
No, rude.
Well, there's all of his hair.
Jay says, I love it, except I will have to change the bumpers.
That's part of the style, though.
Grace
The
says,
bumpers match the suspension underneath.
drive it in the desert, not the road.
That would be even worse. Not the best driving vehicle in the world,
Mm.
but you know, everything can be figured out. I'm sure the transport company can figure something out. Because I've asked them, they said, "Well, send me the dimensions. How wide it is, how tall it is, everything else." I'm sure they could put it up on top, but they would be going up like that. So no.
Is that the same one that we're looking at?
Yes, it's the same one. Give me a second.
Give me your microphone. Give me. Thank you. It's really low on battery. I'm gonna charge it. 1 second. Cats are easier. It depends, honestly. It depends on the animal itself. Because my dogs are pretty easygoing. My cats, my cats are a menace. I've woken up to a bloodbath and feathers all over the house so many times. I like that. Oh, it was a different car. I was gonna say I like that blue. Put stock wheels and tires on the monster truck Bronco to transport. But what am I gonna do with the wheels once I get to the border and have to pass over the car? Do that for me. See you guys later tonight. Thank you, Chris. See you at the live later tonight. Oh, that's the blue one that I was looking at. What it is, I don't know. You'll have to find out yourselves because I don't know what the cars are. Mm, it's nice looking. What is this car?
Probably a Duster.
Is it?
The baby blue Duster I just posted. Is the microphone working?
It was losing battery,
Okay.
so I started to charge it. Chris left. He has to have dinner. And Ray says, "Why don't you put? Could you put stock wheels and tires on the monster truck Bronco to transport?"
That's what I was thinking, but I don't have a set of Ford truck wheels to do that. And then I would have to transport the big wheels in the truck or around the truck somehow. So
And then what are you gonna do with the wheels once you deliver the truck?
yeah, what are you gonna do with the extra wheels?
Yeah, that's what my answer was.
This baby blue Duster here, I have it posted on 4A bodies, and people are asking questions about it. But when I showed the engine picture, it was a white car that somebody painted baby blue like 4 years ago, but it's in really, really clean condition. Really nice.
Sorry, Jay says, I feel like having a siesta right now. The weather here has been beautiful. Uh, I'm waiting for the nice weather here.
Mm.
We're almost there, but not quite.
Yeah. We don't have anybody in here from Australia.
Not tonight, I don't
Are
think
they
so.
are they boycotting my live? All of them? Like Granddad's Junk and Barracuda and Dean. Dean knew about it too. What would you guys do with this 72 Matador? Maybe turn it into an Adam 12 replica car?
Out of 12?
Yeah. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Sure, leave me out of it.
You wrap it black and white, and you put the lights on the roof, and then you have a replica car.
Okay.
The interior's newer, is different, but
Jay says, does it have a 304 in it?
no. There are no V8 engines for AMC cars in Mexico. All inline six.
Adam 12. Oh, that's a car, a Coke reference, isn't it?
Adam 12 was an old TV show.
Yeah, cop reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Didn't I just saw, who was it?
You weren't there when we bought this one. Marisol was with it. Was with me.
Who was the uh, something garage, something garage that was on a car show, and the police came over and they're like, you can't have a black and white car with lights, and if you leave the garage, if you leave the parking lot right now driving this car, I'm gonna impound the car.
That was Daily Driven Exotics.
Yeah.
And that was their friend from Tennessee, even though it didn't look like a highway patrol car. So he took the stickers off the side because he was on probation from another issue, and he didn't want to challenge the cops. But if it was, he should have, because he talked to a sergeant from another department. He's like, that car doesn't look like anything there's any police cars that are in California, so she should not have an issue with it. In case you don't recognize this, this is the carryall that I bought for a customer in New Jersey, and it's there right now getting completely redone. Completely. It needed tires.
Jay says that show is before my time too, Mrs. Spec. Yeah.
Adam 12 was everybody's time.
I don't think so.
Everybody's.
Yeah, he likes to watch old TV shows. So.
It wasn't old when I was watching it. It was from the local Los Angeles Police Department. This is a 69 Valiant, 2-door sedan. Needs a bit of work, and they're asking a bit too much for the work that it needs. And it's got really small wheels on it. Little bitty wheels.
Oh, little
tires. Yeah. This is the opposite end of the Dart GTS. It's the same basic body, but in the same year too. But no, it's got the same wheel covers.
Lester says Adam 12 was in reruns forever.
Yeah, everybody knows it. And they used AMC station wagons for the Sergeant. Hopefully the red one will come up next.
Jay says Roscoe Coltrane was my time. What is that? I can't understand.
And Threat Some Bitch Sheriff from Smokey and the Bandit. Oh, yeah.
And that. I meant to say that.
This one here that is showing, 1968 Plymouth Valiant 2-door hardtop, which was never sold in the U.S. Somebody converted it to a floor shift, but it's a pretty clean car. There was no Valiant 2-door hardtops in the U.S. See, 2-door hardtop. Nice wheel covers too. I haven't heard back from the client on this one to see if they want the price. But we'll see. We will see. You never know. 1968. The headlight bezel on the left side doesn't look right to me, but who knows?
If you don't know Smokey and the Bandit, that line doesn't make sense. I know Smokey Bear, the one that puts out fires or stops you from.
This is a very interesting car because it is a tribute to a car that Shelby himself made for himself. And it looks like it's done right. It's a coupe. It's got a 428 under the hood. It's got the Shelby taillights. It's got the Shelby steering wheel. I've asked for more pictures and the history of the car, but they haven't replied to me.
3440 Justice, played by Jackie Gleason.
Yep.
What was the one that was here by Degollado? Was it Degollado? From my grandpa's house. It was a truck with the wood panels.
I don't know.
It was a black truck with wood panels.
I don't know.
How old are you?
I don't know.
You went to see it once.
I sent an email to Dennis Collins about this car, and they said, yeah, they wanted information, but when I told them it's in Mexico, blah, 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 I didn't hear back from them. But this could be a very valuable car over there if it's done right with the right parts. The wild card is what engine is in it, what 428 is in it, where did they get it from? But if you look up it's a black something. I forgot what it's called. Shelby, he made one for himself, and this car looks very much like it. Not this. This is a Datsun Bluebird.
can you tell just from the engine compartment?
Because I know what pictures I put in there. Up in Canada, Scott's friend from Coldwell Motors rebuilt one of these. Wait a minute. Is this the Datsun? Yeah, I think this is the Datsun. The steering column looks weird. Thought it was a nicer car.
This is SCJ428.
That's what it's supposed to be, but that doesn't mean that's the engine they put under the hood, because that was a US spec coupe that they started with. So I'm sure they put whatever engine in there that they could find. But the question is, what engine did they put in?
What is that?
It's a Bluebird. It's a Datsun Bluebird, 1967. I thought it looked better than that, though. Yeah. Okay. One pictures didn't have the door panels, and now this one does. And they painted the side of the tires white to make it look like it had a white wall.
Didn't it with house paint or something?
Whatever they can get their hands on. This is a slant six of some kind. And we're back to the Bluebird, so it kind of it jumps all over the place.
Jay said it looks cool.
Yeah, the guy up in Canada, Scott showed it on his show yesterday. The guy is so meticulous with every little detail. They painted everything. They did the headliner. Every little part is redone to the highest level. And at the end, he's going to have a brand new Datsun Bluebird.
To me, it looks like something Mr. Bean will try.
Who?
Mr. Bean.
Oh, maybe. $31,000 kilometers.
Wait.
What?
Wait. Oh shit. Too long for me to. Oh, I could have pressed that. Hold on.
What? What are you looking at?
Oh, it was that. Why does it? Is it me or does it 024060?
Yes, they switched it around.
Why?
I don't know. That's just how they printed the speedometer in kilometers. That's a 64 Plymouth Savoy two-door sedan.
160, 180.
The 20 is backwards.
The 180 and the 200 as well.
Yeah.
That's random. I guess it's because it's technically upside down. So you would read it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one you would read it like this. But it makes my brain feel funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it.
I wonder if they did that on the U.S. cars too. Because it would have been 0, 10, 20, up to maybe 120.
I don't know. That was weird.
But this car would make a great NASCAR tribute car. This car really would. But notice that it's a Savoy, but it has the Fury trim on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that. What did Jay say?
Jay says paint with a white brush. Can't get that detailed. And then say the numbers are in Spanish.
Yes, they are. And Spanish numbers are much higher than U.S. numbers. But this car would be stick a 3 on the tree, slant 6, but it would make a great NASCAR tribute. It already has the stick shift in it, so you just put the gear shift lever on the floor and put your 4-speed in it and your 426 wedge, and you got your NASCAR car, your high dollar car. It's in good condition too. That's very hard to find.
Mm. Where is it, Guadalajara?
No, it's in Mexico City.
Mm.
The 62 that we showed earlier was in Guadalajara. Is in Guadalajara. We can find everything. There's a 62 and a 64, but no 63s, except for mine.
Chris's looks almost petty blue.
Not really. That's
He said almost.
yeah, almost. Well, it almost looks black.
Stop it. It could be red.
Could be. Petty blue is a very specific color. But if you're going to do a NASCAR tribute, why not get a clean body running and driving car instead of a rusted out car that you're going to spend all that money on body work and stuff? Pay a little extra for a better car, and then you could do it that way. This is an automatic Dodge. Why would I post an automatic Dodge? Oh, I know what it is. This is a 78 or 77 carryall passenger model that is supposed to have a special transmission in it or something. So I was talking with Tom at Rocket Restorations about this one, but he bought a whole business of classic auto parts, so he doesn't have any money left.
That's a really fast seat. Did you saw it? It was so blurry and so fast.
Yeah, it passed by so quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This thing could be done up really nice. And then you would have the only one in the US, a Dodge carryall. Come on, show the whole thing. Well, that's the back of it. I think those are Ford taillights, though. They didn't use Dodge taillights, they used Ford taillights. I think. Missing a little bit of trim. And those Kragers, gotta go.
Kragers?
Yeah, the wheels.
Mm.
Big window in the back.
Is that rust on the bumper or is it something on top of it?
I think there's something on top of the bumper. Leaves.
Oh, leaves, okay.
Very interesting tailgate design. Was that Che Guevara?
No idea.
The sticker. Yeah. It's a 4-door, though. It is a 4-door. I didn't even notice that before. Interesting. Slant 6 under the hood, though. Slant 6 automatic. With all that weight. Still available. This one. And the push bar, like most of the carryalls have.
¿Cómo se llama? ¿Burrera? No. ¿Sí?
Something like that. It's a push bar.
No.
More Volkswagens. How did this happen? Chris left. What's the point? What happened to my son? Why is he not here?
He's probably sleeping.
I put the Omega pictures in here too. Wonder where they are. I should have given you the walk around that I did, which was really close up because we didn't have a lot of room to do it. All Beetles are looking alike to me now. Same seats, same everything.
Just kidding.
Hmm?
They like this place.
Yeah, just kidding. Dick. Gotta use all the letters. That is something I will not drive back, no matter what. It will get transported. That's included in the cost of delivery. Do not want to drive a Volkswagen on the highway.
No.
Some of the potholes on the highway are bigger than the tires of that car. So it would be a very bad day. like an obstacle course, moving around both lanes, so you don't fall into the holes in the road. The bigger trucks are fine; they go right over the top of them. The bigger tires and everything, but these little things, no. But they are 15s though, 15-inch wheels. But I've gotten a lot of people asking me about Beetles. One guy wanted to know if it's possible to take. I'm not answering that, Lester.
What?
We will talk about that privately.
Mm. Oh.
That is a private conversation, Lester. So
Why is there a mushroom on that car?
To block the license plate. So the client wanted to know if we had like a 92 Beetle, could we put the fuel injection system onto the car, because he drives it on the highway and stuff and he wants the fuel injection. So I asked my mechanic about it and he didn't give me a straight answer. He says, oh, well, so many things would have to be done and this and that. And oh, here's the Omega.
Omega.
Yeah, here's the Omega that I bought for the client.
Is this the one?
Yes.
Ah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, this is the one.
I haven't had a chance to see it.
Looks better in pictures. Interesting wheel covers though. They stick out far. And there's no lap belt.
Really,
the seat belt only goes across your shoulder.
It's a really neon color.
So yeah, that thing on the top of the roof over there, it flew off on the highway. on it's not funny because I have to find one of those.
I know.
It flew off in transport. The guy did really well with the wood, staining it up to the certain height so you could see out the back window. It has LED tail lights, which I will allow for right now. Does not have LED headlights. Only the back comes out. The side panels do not lift. They're permanent. Now has a set of brand new license plates, so there's no money owed on it. But he painted the chassis, the suspension, everything green. Why? I don't know. We'll talk about it later, Lester. So when this thing got here, the right front tire was almost flat. The thing would not start. So as it turned out, the starter was a bit burned. And right now the engine is out of this thing. The mechanic is checking everything, checking the alternator. He already rebuilt the starter. There's an oil leak he has to fix.
Where's the engine?
The engine's right underneath the back of the cab here.
The back?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's front wheel drive. So it's running the front wheels there. So the gas gets filled up here, the thing. You take the passenger seat out and you take a panel out and there's the engine right there. Oh. So, but it's not an easy vehicle to drive. Not. Yeah, Mark, it's a VW. 3,600 of them were made only in Mexico. Very basic vehicle. There's nothing on it. There's nothing. It just moves forward and backward, and that's it. But the clutch pedal on this is right next to the steering column. Hi, Barry. Glad you can make it.
You're taking my job from me?
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me.
So on this Omega, I was turning into the mechanics. I was trying to maneuver it into the mechanic in front of the mechanic's house, and I pushed my foot down on the clutch, and it's right next to the steering column, which was turning, and the steering column grabbed the lace on my tennis shoe and started pulling my foot over like that. So I had to turn the steering wheel back to get my shoelace back.
That's dangerous.
It is. Yes, it is. It's not an easy vehicle to drive.
Barracuda says my Valiants came with those over-the-shoulder belts and no belts in the back.
Mark. No, but no lap belt. No lap belt at all, like this thing.
Mark says just a cargo hauler.
It was made for work. That's it.
Grace says, what year is your Amiga?
It's a 1977, the first year they made them. It's number 136. 136 or 236.
Mark says you must drive it barefoot.
Oh, no thanks. Then it's going to slice my foot up turning it. No, the carburetor needs to be rebuilt because it was hesitating, and then the accelerator pedal wasn't making good contact with the wheel on the accelerator, and then if I push it all the way down, it would stay on the floor. The accelerator would stay on the floor. So all of this needs to be fixed before I deliver it.
He says no lap belt.
Well, that's weird. So Australia was like Mexico for safety. See the blue. See the blue the plug on the carburetor there? That means it has fuel injection. But what I don't know is, are there sensors all over the car telling the fuel injection how to work? Because it's throttle body. It's a carburetor it's throttle body. It's the same thing as throttle body. So what else needs to be put in the vehicle for that to function?
Grace says, looks good, everything else is bad.
Yeah. Not my favorite vehicle. Because you're shifting it. You're shifting it with one hand and you're trying to steer it with another hand, and you need both hands for the steering wheel. So, and it's like a bus because you're sitting really high up, and the steering wheel is almost flat. It's not easy to drive. Luckily nobody's going to drive it far. I'm going to drive it up onto a trailer to tow it up there, and then the buyer's son and I think his wife are going to come into Mexico and drive it to the commercial crossing and then onto a trailer on the back of his truck and then take it to his house. So I don't think it was meant to be a comfortable driving vehicle or anything like that, but it is the only vehicle that was made only in Mexico for Mexico, and there's been no other vehicle ever that was only for Mexico.
I should have brought a snack.
Eating makes noise.
Gummies?
But there are a few others for sale too, but the prices can get pretty high. And somebody asking 350,000 pesos for an Omega and then having the worst driving experience of your life. I don't know about that.
Mark says, I had bought two 1973 Volkswagen Fastbacks with computerized injection and fully automatic transmissions. Never did anything with them though.
They were fully automatic? They weren't the auto stick? I didn't know they had fully automatics in a Volkswagen. But no, I've at one point I go to shift it into first gear and the shift knob comes off in my hand and it was supposed to be screwed on. I was like, the whole thing is falling apart around me.
Maybe it was because it was rattling on the...
I don't know. I don't care what the excuse is. When it got to me, the what do you call it? The lock for the window broke off, came off. So the window was just moving. And you need to flip the window out, and then there's supposed to be a lock on the outside, which seems weird to me now because you can't open the door when you have the lock on the outside. But that lock's not there anymore. So I don't know. A few things. I don't know. It was just delivered here without it. I'm gonna have to look at my video that I took.
Because it just seems like if that came off.
No, the inside thing I have, but the screw was like, it was in there like one thread or a half a thread, and in the transport it fell onto the floor.
It seems to me like it was because it was rattling a lot on top of the transport.
It could have been, but that doesn't help me.
I guess. Mark says full auto and says Max, my wife always has a thing about used cars. If the radio doesn't work, walk away.
Radios are not an important part of a vehicle. If it doesn't have a radio, that's better. If it doesn't have a radio, then people haven't cut the thing up.
Well, that's like if the radio doesn't work,
Right.
then nothing else might.
Mm-hmm.
Nice color.
Silver. Silverish gold. Silverish gold.
It looks more like
I like what they did on the side there with the black and the red, and
white.
it looks like it had the wood paneling on it, and then they painted it to look like it still had it, but it was black. These also go for big money in the U.S. Big money.
They look like pearl white to me.
That one is not fuel injection. That one's regular carburetor. I don't know what kind of vehicle it's in. Why is that in there since it's such a beat up car? I would not be representing that car. Why is that there?
I don't know if you put them there. You get them to me, I put them where you told me to. There they are.
Maybe it looks good on the outside and I was fooled. Don't be fooled again. We're down to 7 people in an hour and a half. Yeah, so a lot of people contacted me about Volkswagen vehicles. See, from the back, it looks good. I don't know why people put license plates on the bumper. The license plate bracket on this vehicle, I went to the dealer before they stopped making them, like 2003, and bought one, and it was 9 pesos. And people drill into the hood, they put it on the bumper, they put it all kinds of places instead of paying the 9 pesos to just put it where it's supposed to be. Ugh. The more Volkswagens I sell, the more I'm going to use the transport company. Just leave it for them, and then it shows up in my town. The transport company told me they've been banned from delivering it at that gas station over there.
Really?
Yeah, they're not allowed to deliver it there, so they get off at the first exit over here by the hotel. I don't know. He didn't tell me why. It's weird. Because it is a truck stop, too. We looked all around that lot. We looked all around the other lot, and they weren't there. I just read the GPS wrong, so it was my fault. But we drove all over the area looking for them. And I found them. Good tires. Hi. See, somebody's redone the interior on this, and it doesn't have the extra things that sit up. So they didn't put that back in. But there's a lot of Wagoneers around Mexico, even the older ones. And not really bad prices. I don't know if that's the right door handle for that. I'm not sure. That Hidalgo plates. We know that area. Instant hail. Yeah. So I took my son with me to buy the Hormiga in Mexico City, and every day it was raining. We got there on a Monday. It rained really bad on Sunday, so there was a lot of floods around, and you have to drive around everything. And the vehicle was only like 12 kilometers from the hotel, but it took 35 minutes to get there. So, like everywhere you go in Mexico City, no matter how close it is 20, 30, maybe up to an hour in an Uber to get to where you're gonna go. So, and my son doesn't feel that good in the Ubers after so much time. So that was something that we had to deal with. But he was not a fan of Mexico City at all. Mm-mm. I mean, he lives in a town that has a little bit more traffic than where I am, but that was just too much to deal with, to try to get around, and then just to go to a mall, another 20 minutes in an Uber, then get back to the hotel, another 35 minutes. And Yeah,
At least you guys didn't have to go on the subway
I wouldn't even know what that is or where it is or.
to the center. But no, it's actually right outside the airport. You can take it to go to the airport, like literally right
Hmm.
outside. But
I wouldn't take it anyway. That's what Ubers are for.
I was on the subway like 2 or 3 times when I visited, and I'm like usually on the planes I get a headache because of my ears and stuff like that, but that's about it. But on the subway I went, I was like, no, that's nauseous, full on. I
Mm.
didn't like the movement.
No, we were fine in the cars, but so many. I mean, flooded areas and people not slowing down. People don't drive through the flooded areas with their foot on the brake. And when I finally got the deal done on the Ormiga, the seller knew of a transport of a tow truck, a flatbed, and he calls the guy up and he says, "Hey, can you take it here for this?" And he arranged the price. The guy came, so now I have his contact because we were in the cab with him for like 40 minutes, going a very short distance to deliver it to the transport company, and that was a deal all in itself.
Mark says, any super Beatles in Mexico or just Beatles?
Nope, all of them are standard Beetles. There were no Super Beetles that were made in Mexico. There they only changed to Super Beetles in the U.S. because of the safety requirements. They changed the suspension. They changed crash tests and all that. They never did that in Mexico. They just kept making the same Beetle right up until the Ultimo Edición, which they have a 2004 VIN, but they were made in 2003. They were made in the middle of 2003, but they're the only 2004 Beetles that exist. The last edition. I had a client send me a message that says he wants an Ultimo edition, which they came in either beige or baby blue, but he wants to take the body off and put it on a pan from like a 1970 in the U.S. And I said that's going to destroy the value of the vehicle because it's not going to have the VIN from the Mexican 2004 Beetle. So I don't understand the point of doing that. You're going to spend a whole lot of money to buy it, then bring it in, and then destroy the whole value of it. I said in 2009, they're going to be legal to cross, but if you buy it in 2008, I could store it for you because as soon as they become legal to cross, the prices are going to skyrocket because people are from the US are going to be all over them.
I really like that color.
So if we have one in storage, that we got it before that, he could get it at a cheaper price. He says, "Okay, put me down for an Ultimo edition for 28. Contact me." But in the meantime, he's the one asking me if we can put fuel injection on an older Beetle, and I didn't get a straight answer from the mechanic. But we do have a shop in town. An old man runs it, and he has everything for the Volkswagen Beetle in stock. Anything you could need, engine, transmission, suspension, everything. He's got it there. He's been selling things for decades. So he's been in the same place for decades. So it's not hard to find stuff for the Beatles.
Mark says, okay, I know the Super Beatles have a curved windshield.
And they're wider, and they have a different type of suspension on
Grace says, somebody called the New York City subway the train in the sewer.
them. I don't doubt that. It's not even so much the train; it's who uses the train along with you. If something doesn't cost hardly anything, then you're going to get everybody in there. And I don't know how people keep themselves safe on a subway. Did I did I get on one in Los Angeles? The one in Los Angeles in the 90s? I don't think so. I don't think I did.
So you've never been on a subway?
No.
It's not fun.
Well, it was a fairly new thing in Los Angeles, so it hadn't gotten down to the bottom levels. So I can't remember if we might have gotten on it to there was a like 2 stops down there was a restaurant or something when we were at the courthouse in Los Angeles. This was all during the OJ thing, so there was a lot of people around. We just wanted to get away from them. It was during the OJ trial.
The only thing I know is that it makes me nauseous.
Yeah. And Chris was telling me, Junior Spec was telling me that he's a fairly small person, and since Mexico City is a higher elevation, he's gonna be lightheaded most of the time, which is gonna make him nauseous, and because his blood's not gonna be able to deliver enough oxygen to his cells or whatever because of the higher elevation. That didn't happen. I said if you're thinking like that, you're gonna make yourself sick. You just
No, it doesn't. It does. It. When I was in Toluca, I was at my sister's apartment or whatever the house that she was living at the time, and she was all like, "Don't walk around too much, don't do this too much, whatever, because it's like the altitude." And I was like, "I'm fine, like whatever. I don't feel any different." And then I went up the stairs to the roof to for the laundry to hang the laundry or whatever. And I was halfway up the stairs. I didn't actually feel tired, but I was completely out of breath
mm-hmm.
because of the
Yeah,
altitude.
it's like being in Colorado, but the people living there are used to it.
Yeah, I wasn't living
Again, why is there so many Volkswagens?
there.
I don't understand this. That's not a Volkswagen.
Toluca. You're talking about Toluca.
Speak of the devil. Yeah, we're getting close to the hour. See, that's a problem right there. A tail light,
Mm,
because you cannot find the replacements
mm.
of those. So maybe paint it red. So did we lose everybody? Who is still here?
We have 7 people according to this.
Yeah, but you're one of them.
We have 6 people according to this.
Now it says 8.
It says 7 here, so it doesn't
Granddad's
count me.
junk.
Ah, out here. Yeah, that's junk is here.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for coming. We're getting close to ending this. You missed all the good Volkswagens. See, my computer kept telling me that you're 92% full on storage. You're 94% full on storage. So I had this folder that has all the pictures from all the vehicles that I have been listing. So I just eliminated everything, pictures and videos. So I just eliminated everything. Now I'm down to like it's saying you're 82% full. Okay, I can deal with that. Whatever. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of pictures to put in here, so
Mom
that
is
that
still
was a
here.
that was a nice. You still here, Colleen?
Yes.
That's nice.
Dean
Thank you,
Stevenson's here.
Dean. What was it like dinner time in Australia that you and Barracuda and
Actually, Granddad's junk says he's just having breakfast.
breakfast?
Yeah,
So you guys were asleep or something?
probably. In Idaho, he eats breakfast really late.
Mm, like I do. Get stuff done before you eat. You see, it's when sometimes when people put things for sale in the U.S., they've cleaned it up, they get it ready for sale, so they can put their best foot forward. Not here. If it's the seat's dirty, they just take a picture and hey, it's your problem.
Granddad's junk says, I've only just woken up.
Mm.
And Mark says, I have a friend, he customized his 73 Beetle a long time ago, and now he has a big block Chevy in the front and a Ford 9 inches.
Does he
Uh,
want another vehicle? Does he want another Beetle to customize?
full tube chassis now.
I can supply him.
Ooh.
There are so many accessories to put on a Beetle. Everybody is selling everything for these Beetles, steering wheels and gear shift levers and all kinds of stuff. That thing on the roof, whatever that is, with lights. Yeah.
Granddad wants to know what you're doing today.
Well, today's Sunday, so we decided to have this live, which has taken up 2 hours. I have 1 hour to go outside and clean up after the dogs before Tony starts, because I'm contractually obligated to be there as a mod on his channel. So yeah, I didn't clean up anything. My son and I came back from buying the Ormiga last weekend on Saturday, I think, and it was like I am not going outside on Sunday to clean up anything. So it's been like 2 weeks that I haven't cleaned anything up, and the dogs are asking me to clean up so they can have a place to do what they need to do out there.
Mark says about the part that he was talking about. Yeah, sorry. It says it's never been out since the big block, and it says he has health issues now, so probably not interested in another project. Plus,
Uh,
his cheap flow.
yeah, because if we, I use transport to get it to the border, then he would have to cross it, and then how's he going to get it home?
Mhm.
So he can drive it cross country all he wants. I won't do that. I don't trust Volkswagen engines. I know people do. They've driven them cross country. They, all kinds of stuff. But I just don't trust them. And they've given me lots of reasons to not trust them.
I really like the custard colored truck.
The what?
It was a custard colored truck. A couple of pictures back.
The Wagoneer.
Yeah,
That looks like a military color to me.
I don't know. I like it. Military white custard.
10:48 a.m. Dean. So just about time to get up out of bed.
Mark says he gets impatient in a 3 hour drive.
Why? That's the best being out on the highway. Look, somebody put a lot of money into that motor.
People don't like being out of the highway. Sorry. Granddad says Volkswagens are generally very reliable cars. Not too much goes wrong with them. And Grace
Well,
says,
while that's true, granddad's junk. A lot of things can go wrong when you're in the middle of the highway. You've been running it for an hour. It can heat up. So many things can go wrong, and I don't want to do that to a customer's vehicle on a Volkswagen. So that's why we're transporting them.
Grace says, were Beetles the most popular car in Mexico for years?
Yes, they were, Lester, because they were the cheapest. When I got to Mexico, I think they were like 80,000 pesos, which was probably $6,000, $6,500 in or the early 2000s. I think in when they finished up, they were 80 to 90,000 for a new one. So people bought the 2004s, the ultimate edition, for like eight. Let's just say they paid 100,000 pesos for it at the dealer. You can't do a markup here, but let's say it costs 100. People are asking 500,000 pesos for them now, just because they've been sitting around for almost 25 years now. So no, we could take an older one, paint it beige or baby blue, put white wall tires on it, and it looks just like it. Cheap, very cheap.
Granddad says there's still plenty of them here in New Zealand.
But driving on the wrong side.
Uh, Dean says I started work at 4:30. I started work at 4:30.
A.M.
It's 4:30 hours.
Right, 4:30
So yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
Okay. Here's another Wagoneer.
So
Alpina.
Wagoneer or Carryall?
Well, I like the Carryall because they didn't sell them in the U.S.
Mm,
I've always liked vehicles from the 60s that changed the body style every year. Something new. There was something to get excited about every year. The Wagoneer was the same vehicle for years and years and years and years and years.
Granddad says it's really the right side, literally.
True, but not the correct side.
No, it's right.
Not the correct side.
But didn't they invented driving?
What?
Doesn't the cars come from Europe?
No, Mercedes was the first car, and they're on left hand. Well, actually, it was probably steering in the middle. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
but it's
side.
from Europe.
Yeah.
From left-hand drive.
Not all countries in Europe are right-hand drive. So many Volkswagens. Next time I'll try to have a variety.
Are you on the road, brotherhood? Because are you on the road, brotherhood? So I'm assuming it's one word, but it's two.
I would love to be out on the highway all the time, but there are rules to driving in Mexico. So now this is a nice car. Jade green, really nice condition. Somebody needs to buy it. Nice interior too, custom interior.
I'll give you 50 pills for it.
You got to talk to him.
That's all I got. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a very nice car. I love the green colors, the jade green, dark green on these Beetles. It looks really good. So we're right at the end, almost 2 hours. Oh,
You want to say thank you to everyone that was here?
yes, thank you to everyone that was here.
I meant each and everyone, but sure, okay. And Mark says signal lights in bumper instead of on fenders. What year?
That started in 1973 or 4 in Mexico. I personally like them on top of the fender because from the driver's seat you could see them working and see the see it working, so you know that people can see it. In the bumper it's kind of dim. So, but that's what we got. I forgot to tell the mechanic, on top of everything else to do on the Omega, we got to figure out a way to get the brake lights working. Because the guy that sold it to me said there were no brake lights on Omegas. Of course there were.
Mark says, okay, 73, 74. Here they were still on the fenders.
Yeah. So they kept them on the fenders in the U.S. up until the last convertibles in 1979. But
Granddad, is Mexico full of these older cars?
oh yes, yeah. Mexico was not a throwaway society because it costs so much to obtain a car that if it breaks, they fix it. If something happens, they take care of it because everything has value. There were no cars that you could just throw away. Doesn't matter how bad the car's beat up, somebody will, the thing still has value. So too many cars in the U.S. were thrown away and junked for the brakes went out, or my transmission, or I don't like the color anymore, or whatever. Too many cars were destroyed like that. That's not the case in Mexico. That's why you can find every decade of cars still out there, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and all of them with, well, a lot of them with the original paperwork, the original invoice still with it. Very interesting.
That's cool. Gray and Mama are saying bye-bye, I guess, because we're saying goodbye. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Hopefully it wasn't boring. Too many Volkswagens.
Mark, thank you for your questions.
Chris took off early. Driveway of Misfits took off early, even though he has room for like 3 of these Beetles at his house. And he has a long driveway, and he only has 2 vehicles in the driveway, so he could probably park 5 of them there.
Mark says, I should have trailered my 06 Chrysler 300 down to Mexico. I still don't think it would be worth anything in Mexico.
No, because it wouldn't be able to be legalized here probably.
No.
There's still protectionism here, where there's rules on what vehicles can come in and what vehicles can't, and they're trying to protect the car dealers that are here and all kinds of stuff. So
Granddad says Chris will have him very excited. He's a fan.
yeah, he likes them. I just gotta find a way to get money out of him to buy one of these. Then he can come down from New York to Arizona and drive it all the way back up there, since he loves driving Volkswagens. and he can even vlog it, you know, show us all he can do it. So anyway, thank you everybody for being here. We're gonna head off, and I will see some of you in an hour on Tony's live.
Okay.
So
Thank you for being here, guys. We'll see you on the live. Granddad says, are you close to the border? Somewhat.
we are 8 hours south of the Arizona border, but most of the vehicles that I go by are much farther south. They're in Mexico City, or they're in the state of Jalisco or Hidalgo, or one of those, or even farther north in Nuevo Leon. I have to drive it down through the whole country to come back up through Sinaloa to get home, and then 8 hours more. Actually, it takes me 12 hours to drive it because I don't drive fast. 12 hours, I drive maybe 60 miles an hour on the highway. So plus we stop in a couple of places to eat and, check out stuff and all that. So
check on the car.
Yeah, it takes me about 12 hours to get to the border and then make the delivery the next day. But like with this Hormiga, I'm going to rent a trailer, put it on the back of my Durango, and the Durango better not complain about anything because I'm not in the mood for it. And tow it all the way up there on the trailer. And in the meantime, there is probably 6 military inspections between here and there to check everything out. So it's going to be interesting, all the questions these guys have. They're going to be like, what is that? Where did it come from? Why would anybody want that? Mm-hmm. So yeah, when I drove the carryall up there, the 82 carryall, the military guys, who are basically young guys from the northern area, they have never seen one of those before. I drove 2 carryalls up there, the 82 and the 77, and they had never seen an. Didn't even know what it was. I had to explain to them what it was, and yeah, it was made in Mexico and custom made and all that stuff. Oh, okay, cool. So my kid's a punk.
What?
He just sent on what's up. Is the live still on?
Tell you he was asleep.
I don't care. I sent him the link. All he has to do is click on it. Click it, click it, click it. And then he can come in here and see it for himself. He doesn't need to ask me. Obviously, if the live's still on, I'm not going to answer him.
Military, that's pretty crazy, bit like Bolivia.
Who said that?
Granddad's.
Well, you see, what they show in the media is that the cartels have control of the government, and the cartels can do anything they want to. I have to go through 6 military inspections, military revisions, so it's not easy to transport. Yeah, well, I don't know what they do in Bolivia, but okay, Dr. Spec, all you had to do was click on the link. You didn't have to ask me. We're just closing it out now because it's been 2 hours. Video games aren't that important. So it's not like you can transport people or drugs or money or guns or anything else in these vehicles, because they will find you. One of the military revisions will find out what you're carrying, because usually we go through because we don't have anything in the vehicle, and we don't look like anybody they want to stop. But I have seen them, cars with US plates that are filled. The cars are filled with luggage and everything. There's 2 people in there, but the trunk and the whole car is filled with luggage. They get those people out. They get all the luggage out. They check everything. They check all the way through the car. They can take door panels off. They look under the hood. That's never happened to us, but it can. And it's funny because when I towed the Beetle, that I sold to a customer, we got stopped at the first one, and I got out. The guy was like, basically he's asking for money, which I totally didn't get until my wife told me after we left. He was asking for money. I don't care. But I said, you want to see, you want to check out the Beetle? No, he says, I don't want to look at it. Well, I could have had all the contraband in the Beetle, He didn't even ask about that. I could have had it in the front and all of that.
Granddad says, I spent a month in Bolivia, guns everywhere, checkpoints, they carry guns at the banks. Our cops don't carry guns.
Well, everybody carries guns here, but I have seen military officers take guns off of police officers because they didn't have the right documents to be allowed to have it. Because you never know who you're dealing with. I've seen that a couple of times, but it doesn't bother me when we pull into the military inspections or anything. I don't get butterflies in my stomach. I don't, it doesn't bother me. We pull in there. They ask, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Once you're past the first one, the next one's going to ask you, where are you coming from? Where are you going? You tell him, we're coming from Los Mochis. We're going to the border. He knows that you already went through the first one, so they don't look too closely at it. But if they do, we get out of the vehicle. They check everything. I have all the documents in order. Everything's in order. I have nothing to worry about, and we just go on our way. That hasn't happened here. It's happened when we came in from the south into our state. There's a military inspection there. I'm assuming it's military, because you never know if it's the military or the cartel that are checking people. But like I came through with Dr. Spec's mother in the carryall that I showed, right? And we stopped, and the guy asked, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Okay, we told him. And the guy looks at me, looks at her, and he says, you married? And she said, yes. And he says, how long? And she says, 19 years. And he goes, oh, that's a long time. Go ahead. So we left. And I turned to her and I said, 20 years. The kid's 19. So it was 20 years.
Well, the trail is here. Good evening from New York, USA.
Hello, Will. Good to meet you. We're closing out right now, but just telling another story about how it's kind of, there's rules to driving in Mexico. Like, you don't drive at night. When we pulled into, like I was just saying, pulled into that inspection coming into Sinaloa, my son's mother said, those are not police officers. Those are not officials. So it was basically the cartel checking us out. But we were driving a 77 Ford B100 carryall that did not look its best. And we leave there and she says, they probably felt sorry for us. I just said, go ahead. There's no money here. Go ahead. I had one guy get me out. Wasn't it at the same kind of place? Get me out and start questioning me. Where's your money? Where's your ID? Where's this? Where's that? And, it was just a thing out there. And he says, where's your money? I pulled out like 200 pesos out of my pocket. Where's the other money? What other money are you talking about? Where's the other money? He says, you're driving there. How are you going to, well, my wife has the money for the tolls, and I have a card for, the gasoline. And he's like, so give me your ID. So I gave him my driver's license and my official voter ID, which is the federal ID here. Well, where's your other ID? Well, what other ID are you talking about? Well, where's your other ID? So he wanted, because he knew that we just bought the vehicle. He thought that I was from the U.S., that I would have dollars on me that he could steal, and he thought that he could mess with me because I was not a Mexican resident. But I am from Mexico. I am Mexican. I'm legal. And he didn't find anything with me. And my money is in the bank where the tax department says I have to have it. So he like walked away angry, just dismissed me with like a hand. So I just got back in the vehicle and we left. But, I don't get butterflies in my stomach pulling into things like that. It's weird, but they don't bother me at all. We came through, I think it was with Jason's truck. The guy on the right side of the truck says, English, points at me and says, English, go ahead. And that was it. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, in the green Ram Charger that I showed earlier, when we came, I had to drive it all the way through the country. And when we came into Sinaloa from coming down through Durango, they had us out. They opened up the hood. They opened up all the doors, the back, everything, to check everything. They were under the hood. They looking for any kind of anything. And Yes, Will, they are very interesting trucks and cars and everything else, the way they were built here. So I was standing on the left side towards the rear of the truck, the 99 Ram Charger, talking to a couple of the older officers there, and just kind of joking with them and said, "Does the rear end of the truck look familiar to you?" Like, that is Dodge Caravan. They just took it off of Dodge Caravan. They threw it on here. They didn't care if it matched or had, it looks like the panel gaps and everything. And then Mrs. Speck was on the passenger side because there were two younger officers there looking through everything, looking through the glove box, and she showed them how to open up the center console, and she opened up our luggage and everything and showed them everything. They looked under the hood, they looked in compartments inside the vehicle, they were looking for whatever, because we came down from the north. The truck had license plates from a northern state. They were checking us out because we could have something that we brought in from close to the border, but they were looking at us individually just as much they were looking at the truck to see if we were nervous at what they were doing. And I was joking with these guys, and she was opening up everything and showing everything they wanted to see. We were not nervous at all. So they said, have a nice day, and we left. So, whatever happens, if they want us to get out of the vehicle, we have everything in order. We are not worried about any of that. I missed what Will said.
Um, Granddad says, is the cartel pretty big there?
In this state, yes, there are two cartels are fighting right now where my son lives, and he walks to school. Well, he tomorrow he walks to school, walks home. That's it. There's really no going out at nighttime or anything. You have to stay in your house. Don't know how long that's gonna last though.
Will the Trail says, that sucks. The people deserve better than that. And says, anyway, I recently started learning about Mexican spec Fords. They're very interesting. Is it true that Mexican spec Mustangs stopped being made after 1984?
Yes, the V8 engines were banned in passenger cars for the 1985 model year. So Ford decided to stop making the Mustang, and in '84 they made 500 special models called the SVO. There were 300 hatchbacks and 200 coupes that they threw everything they had at it. They were fully loaded cars, the V8, stick shifts or automatics, however they were ordered. They were a very hard to find car. And the Chevrolet did the same thing with the Monte Carlo in '84 because they were not going to have a 1985 model. They put a 350 in it. They put a 4-speed manual transmission in it. They put nice interior in it. They were dark blue or white, and that was the best that they could do. So that was like their swan song, and the Mustang, the SVO, was their swan song. The weird thing about the SVOs is if you got the SVO front end, which was an option, it came with the SVO hood with the offset um, air scoop on it, which was for the 4-cylinder turbo in the US cars when there was a V8 under the hood in Mexico. So it was a very weird configuration with the parts and everything that they had in the factory and the cars that they made. But they did come out of the factory just like that.
Granddad says, there must be plenty of safe places there, and it's a big country.
Yes, there is. I'm 2 hours from where my son lives, and we don't really have that problem here, but it's probably better if we do not go out at night. And yeah, that's it's just a fact of life that we have to live with.
Will says, I wish I can buy a Mexican spec Mustang or older Fords.
Well, if you go to my website, you'll see quite a few of them for sale. The 1982, 1983 coupes, no, the 1982 to 1984 coupes had the Mercury Capri front end and tail lights with the thinner fenders, and then the hatchbacks had the bubble back with a Mustang front end and the wider fenders. So they took Mercury Capri parts and Ford Mustang parts, and they just threw different parts on different cars, and they wanted it to look different than the U.S. car. That was the whole thing. They didn't want the Mexican Mustang to look like the U.S. Mustang the way they came out of the factories, and they succeeded. They definitely succeeded.
Mark says, I had found a Grand Prix 2 plus 2 Aero Coupe, but couldn't locate the owner to see if it was for sale. He was sitting on two flat tires.
Mm. I worked at Chevrolet when the Monte Carlo Aero Coupe was brought out, and we couldn't give that thing away. Nobody wanted that. The regular SSs would fly off the lot, but nobody wanted that window design in the back. I mean, it took all of your trunk space away. I mean, the trunk space was still there. It was just the entrance. The trunk was much shorter. You open it up, you still had the same space, but it was very difficult to get anything in or out of there. So it was not a practical car. And I mean, we were in Burbank, California, selling it, which means actors, producers, directors, they were all over the place. NBC Studios was 10 minutes away down the same street we were on, but nobody wanted that vehicle. Nobody wanted it.
They were a bit ugly, but rare enough. But
Yeah,
rare though.
yeah. That wasn't enough to sell it though, especially for the price they were asking.
Mm.
But at the end of the end of the Monte Carlos, people bought whatever was there.
Yeah, you had maybe an 8-inch opening to put your stuff in the trunk.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, you had on a hot day, you had all that sun coming in the back window. And are you going to tint the back window on an Aero Coupe? I mean, really? Why are you going to, if you're going to buy it for originality and its rareness, you don't go doing something like that, especially when it's so hard to get in there to tint it in the first place. It was just not a good design. It's the same thing that happened with the Aero cars, for Chrysler and Dodge. Nobody bought the wing cars. They sat there forever. Now they're worth a lot of money. Did this one die?
Fine.
Oh, well, we should be closing out because
That's the one that keeps talking.
yeah, well, new people came in. So yes, they were marked. They were not a good-looking vehicle. I mean, we didn't get a lot of them on the lot, even though we were a high-volume dealer. So, but if it was the kind of place that everything sold because there was so much money around there, and it was weird that nobody wanted that thing.
Will says, I recently learned that the late 70s and early 80s Fords didn't have smog pumps or catalytic converters.
No, smog equipment was not a thing in Mexico, which means you had only engine, like the 84 Fox body Mustangs. It's all the power you had. There was nothing to slow you down in that car. You get the V8, you get the stick shift, and you've got a hell of a car there. But if you want one and you have the money, I'll be glad to get you one. A very special, what looks like a Capri coupe, which is something they never sold in the U.S. So it would get attention everywhere you go.
Mark says he also means the Chrysler wing car.
Right. The Daytonas and the Superbirds. Nobody wanted those either. So anyway, we have to get off here because Tony's going to come on in 40 minutes. And Will, if you want to go to my website, MexicanSpec.com, you could see all of the cars that I have listed. They're divided by category, the individual car, the Mustangs and the Ford trucks and everything else. And, there's a lot to look at there. So thank you everybody for being here. Junior Spec, I'll send you the transfer tomorrow.
Not something to share, but anyway.
Yeah, because you have to go to school tomorrow. So yeah, whether I have it or not, I'll get it to you.
Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Okay, we'll see you all later, and some of you very soon in 40 minutes. Bye.
Bye bye.